Across the world, there's a hidden army of workers who keep the world's cargo moving 365 days a year. Whether it's high value...
If there's any damage, my neck's on the line.
...or high volume. One miscalculation...
No.
I've got 10 metres to go ahead!
One change in conditions...
It started to completely peel down.
...could spell disaster.
Mother Nature stamped her feet.
With reputations and lives on the line. They'll do whatever it takes to ensure the cargo gets delivered on time and in perfect condition. These are the Mega Shippers. Rotterdam, on the west coast of the Netherlands, Europe's largest port. It covers nearly 40 square miles and is home to one of the world's largest oil refineries. Operated by Shell, it's already as large as 1,000 football pitches. But continued global demand for new, cleaner fuel means further modernisation. After months of meticulous planning, Agility Project Logistics are bringing in 2 new pipework modules for the refinery. A senior project manager with Mammoet, who has to transfer both giant cubes off the cargo vessel and onto a small red barge.
The roll dock vessel is too big to go to the final destination. The draft is not sufficient, so that's why we're transferring these modules first to a barge and then moving the barge to the Shell Pernis refinery.
The largest module comes in at 1,350 tons. The second module, 850 tons. The equivalent combined weight of 2,200 cars. Both cubes 33 meters high, 14 meters wide.
This is a big deal. It's not small cargo, it's really big, it's very expensive of course. We're now in the hold of the roll dock vessel. The modules are standing on load spreading equipment as well, completely welded to make sure that during the sea passage the module doesn't move. It's a lot of heavy steel, which takes a lot of time to cut it all off as well.
The modules must be cut free from the deck overnight. In the morning, the first challenge is lining up the cargo ship with the towers at the entrance to the barge. The Roll Dock Storm is a semi-submersible. It sinks itself by adding seawater to its ballast tanks to get level with the barge. It's a delicate balancing operation. Cargo Superintendent Jan Wilhelm Munster has to work with McKeel to carefully connect both vessels. 4 trailers or transporters will lift and move the giant modules.
We're going to move the modules with self-propelled modular transporters, SPMTs. You see them here, lots of wheels. It's like Lego, you can connect them all together and they form one big trailer. No matter how big the trailer, it's still going to be operated by one person.
In all, across 4 transporters, 50 axles and 200 wheels.
We're driving in the SPMTs at the moment. All SPMTs will position them underneath the module.
It's crucial they get the modules perfectly upright.
You can lose your stability, you can overload some axles. Worst case, the modules start leaning to one side.
Precautions are required to avoid a disaster.
Okay, we're going to start rolling.
The smaller module is the first to leave the cargo vessel. 850 tons, with enough pipework to stretch out over 27 kilometers, is carried towards the barge. Any wrong move now could cost hundreds of thousands of pounds.
You have to work very accurate with this kind of module. You can lose your stability, worst case fall off.
After 75 minutes at less than half a mile an hour, 850 tons of pipework makes it on board the barge.
So keep on going. All right.
Barely fitting in between the towers, but still good enough. Looking good so far. Most of the weight we keep on the trailers. Once that's done, we can start putting in all these stoppers and start welding.
A metal seal around all the footings is the only way to keep the module in place when it travels across the water.
The small one's almost done, and then we have to do the big one.
But the second module is 500 tons heavier.
This module weighs about 1,350 tons.
Jan Willem Munster is cargo superintendent on the Roldock Storm. To get the last module off safely, he has to keep his vessel absolutely level with the transport barge. Seawater is pumped onto his ship to compensate for all the weight that's leaving his deck. They have to use more seawater ballast to try and get the vessels level again so the suspension can cope over the ramp.
Okay, Michel, we're ready to start rolling again.
Last axle on the barge, discharge completed. Everything has been discharged on the barge, and now we can start cleaning up.
The hardest bit is still to come.
To take the modules to the oil refinery, the fully loaded barge must travel 2.5 miles across one of the busiest waterways in world shipping.
There's nothing special about the barge. It's just a big shoebox made of steel.
The Dina launcher has no power and can't go anywhere without two 700 horsepower tugs, one to pull and one to push. An hour later, the modules arrive safely.
Once we arrive at the shell, then it's hands-on again. The ROGO operation over there is going to be a bit more challenging because we will be tide dependent. We can only use the upper part of the tide, and we only have about a window of about 2.5 hours to complete the ROGO operation.
But high tide's not until nightfall.
Darkness means that you can see less, there's a lot more trip hazards. You have to make sure the barge keeps stable, which is difficult to see during the dark. The tide is something we can't change. It's depending on the moon and the weather. We have about a 2-meter tidal window here in Rotterdam. For this operation, can only use the upper 50 centimeters of the high tide. Once the modules are on land, then my heart rate goes down a bit.
At 6 o'clock, with the tide at its peak, the move can begin. Keeping barge and land level is a major challenge.
So the first module is now coming off, so the barge wants to come up. So we use a second module to drive forward and push the weight down again. In the meantime, we're ballasting on the back to try and keep the barge down.
They only have 1 hour to move each module. After 50 minutes of manoeuvres, the tide prepares to turn, and the first module must be landed in less than 10 minutes. But unexpectedly, the barge starts to twist.
We've got about 1 centimeter difference between port side and starboard, which is well within tolerance.
Finally, after an hour, the first module is off. They've now got just 60 minutes to get the second one on land.
We got the first module off, and now starting on the second module, slowly moving forward.
Michiel has got just a few minutes before he loses the high tide, and the 1,350-ton module still has 10 meters to go before it's on land.
The last module is exiting the ramp, a couple axles to go, and then we're done. Still cold.
But with just a few minutes to spare before the high tide runs out, the second module makes it safely into the refinery grounds.
My job's done, I'm happy. It's up to the others now to do the final installation. I'm gonna go get a drink.
After nearly 2 years of planning, it's been a remarkable engineering achievement.